वै नमः। ॐ गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ सरस्वती नमः। Divyatman, today's topic we are going to discuss is on how to overcome greed in our life. As we know, a habit of contentment and cheerfulness is eulogized as a great virtue that arises in one's heart, having firm faith in God. In the Yoga Vasishtha, it is said that there are 4 gatekeepers at the entrance to the realm of freedom or moksha. They are self-control, spirit of inquiry, contentment, and good company. When the mind is at peace and the heart lifts to the supreme truth, when all the disturbing thought waves in the mind stuff have subsided and there is unbroken flow of peace and the heart is filled with the bliss of the absolute, when thus truth has been seen in the heart, then this very world becomes an abode of bliss. Therefore, the secret of one's happiness is one's contentment with what little one possesses, and no delight in this world is as sweet as this wonderful virtue of contentment, which destroys all sins. Contentment is a state of having renounced all craving for what is not obtained unsought, and to be satisfied with what comes unsought. The error of materialists lies in the supposition that ambition only brings in success and prosperity, but they do lack in the understanding that ambition often acts as a distracting influence, and devoid of ambition, work performed as one's duty might bring greater success. Moreover, the so-called progress in life as envisioned by the materialist is quite different to a seeker who has the grandeur of self-realization as his goal. The wise seeker rejects all that is perishable and rests absolutely contented with whatever God has given to him. It is the greatest trick of the mind to keep us dejected in brooding over what is not ours and what the other person has got. A territory chieftain, imagine of becoming a king to become an emperor, and an emperor wanting to conquer the whole world, the world ruler to be the Lord of heaven. Likewise, the beggarliness of the mind is never satisfied. So right from Brahma, the creator, to all the created beings, all are dissatisfied. But one who is contented is really happy, as contentment is the supreme gain. As rightly told, Santosha Paramolabha. Whatever may be our abilities, talents and wealth, being contented is the key to happiness and peace. Even if we possess nothing, we own the world with this one noble quality. Moreover, with contentment within, the spirit of rivalry goes away, which otherwise could have wrought havoc in us by bringing in jealousy, envy, competition, hostility, and host of other negative qualities with it. And we are aware of the fact that human jealousy is such that if one can't rise to another man's level, he wants to pull him down at any cost. But contentment confers one with the blooming heart of purity and serenity. But here is a warning to seekers not to commit the error of extending this contentment to the performance of duty, rather limit it to one's possession only. Now, let us discuss about greed. First comes kama, then comes anger, then comes greed, then comes moha. Kama is very powerful, so prominence is given to it. There is intimate connection between kama and krodha. Similarly, there is close relationship between greed and moha. A greedy man has got great moha for his money. His mind is always on the money box and the bunch of keys he has tied on his waistcoat. Money is his very blood and life. He lives to collect money. He is a gatekeeper only for his money. The enjoyer is his prodigal son. Moneylenders are the favorite tools of our friend greed. He has taken his stronghold in their minds. They are Psylocks of the present day. They suck the blood of the poor people by taking enormous interest. Cruel-hearted people. They pretend to show that they are of charitable disposition by doing acts such as opening of kshetras, building temples, etc. Such acts cannot neutralize their abominable sins and merciless acts. Many poor families are ruined by these people. They do not think that the bungalows and palaces in which they live are built out of the blood of their poor people. Greed had destroyed their intellect and made them absolutely blind. They have eyes, but they see not. Greed always makes the mind restless. A man of 1 lakh rupees plans to get 10 lakhs. A millionaire schemes to become multimillionaire. Greed is insatiable. There is no end to it. Greed assumes various subtle forms. A man thirsts for name and fame and applause. This is greed. A subject thirsts to become a high court judge. A third-class magistrate thirsts for becoming a first-class magistrate with full powers. This is also greed. A sadhu thirsts for getting psychic siddhis. This is another form of greed. A sadhu thirsts for opening several ashrams in different centers. This is also greed. A greedy man is absolutely unfit for the spiritual path. Destroy greed of all sorts by vichara, devotion, meditation, japa, dhyan, santosh, integrity, honesty, disinterestedness, and enjoy peace, says Swami Shivananda. Now, how to overcome greed? It is more blessed to give than to receive. So, we should not be hesitant to give to others because God loves a cheerful giver. However, we should make sure that our intention of giving is to bless others, not to be blessed more because it's already given. We should remember those who have been generous to us. We should remember those who have not helped us when we were in need, and we should not live only for ourselves. We should think of our loved ones who might be needing others' help, and we should know that we cannot bring our health, and we should know that we cannot bring our wealth when we die. Therefore, we should develop compassion for others. God is not blessing us to be stingy. If He is giving us overflowing blessings, then He probably wants to use us as a channel of blessing to others. So, let us give back to God by giving it to others. We should recognize that the world is round. We may have everything now, but nothing is permanent in this world. We should avoid being mean and uncaring about others' needs because someday we might be the one needing their help. Therefore, we should be kind and generous to everyone around us. We should experience the joy of being able to help or bless others, and we should realize that we could be the answer to someone's prayers. Therefore, we should be content with what we have. and focus our mind on more valuable things in life than money. We should love our neighbors as ourselves. We should be generous, not about the amount we give. It's a matter of the heart. Even if we give a big amount, but we do it grudgingly or out of desire to impress, then it won't give us real joy. In our life, we must distinguish between our needs and our desires. We have natural physical needs. When we are hungry, we want food. When we are thirsty, we want to drink something. These are natural. They cannot be categorized under a desire or karma. The desire for realization of truth, or liberation, or desire for God are all desires, and there will be some agitation until the desire is fulfilled. This type of desire, which is for our own upliftment, will not make us engage in sinful acts. Such a desire cannot be said to be Mahashani or Mahapapma as described in the Gita. So, the desire that should be considered as our enemy is the desire for more and more sense pleasures, indulgence, and gratification for the senses. Greed for more power, wealth, and pleasures can never be fulfilled. These desires are very different from fulfillment of our natural needs. Here we are talking about the extrovert mind and the consequent seeking of pleasure in sense objects. Such desires only go on multiplying. Sri Krishna says, Vidhi enam iha vairinam. Understand this to be our enemy. It makes us do wrong things. It's true that some desires are very strong and difficult to overcome. They cause so much sorrow that we think, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. For example, someone suffering but addicted to alcohol or drugs says, I want to quit. Unfortunately, but by that time, the habit has become so ingrained, the inclination or vasana has gathered strength and become so deep rooted that it cannot be easily overcome. Just his saying that he wishes to give it up is very superficial. It's not a strong desire. Mark Twain said, giving up cigar, smoking is the easiest thing to do. I have done it 100 times. We are just like him. Another reason for feebly wanting to give up something is because we like it. It gratifies our senses and we enjoy it, even though we know it is harmful. That is why Bhagavan says in Gita, Kama esha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhavaha. Thus, we may say that we do not want to do a particular thing, but secretly we enjoy it. Sometimes I say, I want to give up a particular habit because it is considered wrong or undesirable by others. But the fact is that deep down, I don't think that it is wrong. If we do not want to do a certain thing, nobody can force us to do it. So the reason why we commit sin is because of ignorance, wrong notions of the power of habits, which have gained such a strong grip over us that they push us into doing something that we may not want to do. Hence, Sri Krishna answers Arjuna's question by stating that desire is the enemy within that forces a person to do wrong things, but that is not the end of his response. The Lord goes on to describe what happens when desire arises in our mind. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. परब्रह्मणे नमः परमात्मने नमः.